What's up, everybody? Diggy here. And I just want to put a disclaimer out right here in the beginning of this video. I am no way a professional NFL scout. I have never scouted any real talent in real life. So this is just my opinion on watching certain players. Opinion based only. All right, so let's get to the video. So right now, I am talking about wide receiver Denzel Boston out of Washington. He's 6'4", 209. And I'm going to give you some pros and cons with him. From what just me watching some tape on him, I have watched a lot of football in my time, and these are just my opinions on what I think his pros and cons are, and nothing more, nothing less. So let's start it off. He's a big, tall receiver. He can return punts. Now that's something a lot of teams look for. They look for a little special teams action in there. So he can return punts. Big red zone threat. Nice hands, nice hands. You know, has he got the best hands out of this draft? I don't think so, but I do believe, in the red zone, this kid, you just throw him a fade, and that's a lot of his game is fades and slants. He's got strong hands, and that's something that you look for in a wide receiver. He's very good in the bunch formation. You watch him in a lot of his bunch formations, he runs the slant, and he will get open, and he will catch those tough balls over the middle. He's got that jump ball ability, right? You can throw that bad boy up. He will come down with it 9 times out of 10. It makes him real good there. I wrote down here, has moves to make defenders miss. Now, I've seen a couple of his plays, man. He'll catch that ball, he'll have a little wiggle, and he'll take it upfield, man. For a big guy, he's got a little bit of wiggle to him, which I really, really appreciate. And he wins most of his one-on-ones. Now, he does struggle against physical corners. They will jam him. Sometimes he has a hard time getting off the line on that. But not for nothing, still mostly wins his one-on-ones. Some of the cons to him is his route running isn't elite, right? Like I just said, he can get jammed by, really good corners, so that he's going to have to clean that up or get coached up about that in the NFL. He needs to work on being a good blocker in the run game to be an NFL wide receiver. He's not really known for his blocking, although he does put in effort. His technique is not there. Doesn't really have a huge route tree. Okay, most of the stuff I was seeing, it was a lot of slants, fades, little screen passes. He's pretty good in the screen passes. Pretty good, like I said, out of the bunch formation. He did have a couple big time, down the field catches and, beating his coverage, but mostly his route tree is like 4 routes. So he needs to definitely get that together. While he shows yak in some of his highlights, most were off the quick slant. Fades and slants seem to be his game. And that's the little bit of notes that I wrote down. He just seems to, like I said, the route tree, man. I would really like to see this kid get into more routes and get himself open that way. He doesn't really have elite speed, but he is fast. It's just one of those things. But I do appreciate this kid, and and honestly, whoever gets him will get a tough-nosed, big wide receiver. It'd be interesting to see where he goes. Tell me what you guys think of Denzel Boston. I'm sorry. And let me know what you guys think of him. Is he going to be a top tier wide receiver in the NFL? Let me know in the comments. This is your boy Al Diggy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment.